Oh, you know what cleanses my soul? It's JoJo. After that abomination that was Berserk today, and then going to bed, and then waking up, and seeing this first thing, it makes me just so damn happy to have JoJo on a fucking Friday. It makes me just so happy, just knowing I can watch JoJo after that trash that was Berserk. I'm just so glad. So glad JoJo's here, and I'm so glad this series continues to become better and better as it goes on. So, we get a new opening song this week, and I just want to point out, since, you know, technically I have not read the manga to those points that are currently going on in the anime right now, I gotta say, the opening song feels like it spoils quite a bit. I feel like it does, but I feel like the studio hit it enough to where I really don't know what I'm being spoiled on. And I like that. I really like that with the direction of the opening song that was shown today. I love the song, by the way. FYI, I love the song. I love the visuals. I only watched it once. I didn't want to repeat it because I didn't want to spoil myself and actually look deeper into the different images and stuff. But overall, though, I love the song. I love the opening song. I love the, the music and stuff. It was a really good new opening. Probably my favorite. It is definitely my favorite of this anime season, and probably one of my personal favorite anime openings of JoJo in general. I mean, I love the Dio opening, when Dio's like, Zawado! And you just see the time stop and all that. Fucking amazing shit. But I gotta say, I like this, and I hope that, with this opening that was introduced with this episode, that we might get something similar. Something that just amazes us. It's like, it shows the stand, the stand user from the main villain or something. I would love to see something like that. But the main thing is that the opening song, I like the direction that David actually tried to do with it. It feels like it would spoil me, but at the same time, the only way I could be spoiled is if I knew of the content. So I feel like when the series is done, like Diamond is Unbreakable is completely done, when the anime is concluded, I believe I could probably go back, watch this opening song, and just realize how much shit was spoiled, and I'll be like, oh, okay, wow, that's fucking crazy. Because, I know that's how Stardust Crusaders opening was. I remember that. We had a lot of subtle hints with, different things happening, certain characters' death and stuff, and it was showcased in the opening song since, like, the beginning, or the second half of Stardust Crusaders, and none of us really understood or caught that at the time until we actually finished the series. So I'm really glad to see how, once again, the studio making JoJo does a really good job with their openings. We're not spoiling, for fuck's sake, because I hate that shit so much. When it comes to shonen, seinen, or whatever, any series of anime, a lot of anime studios love fucking just spoiling the shit out of upcoming arcs. I'm so glad JoJo does not do that. So, talking about the contents of this episode, Rohan. Oh my. That man is, I said it last week, but he is fucking broken, man. Like, dude, his ability is just fucking crazy. Riding on Okuyasu like that, and just saying he will commit suicide and just, kill himself if, Josuke doesn't come into the room. That was just like, damn, that is pretty fucking broken. You could easily take hostages like that, and holy hell, Rohan's entire stand ability, man, it just blows my mind of how broken that shit is. It really does. I covered that last week, but holy fuck what he did in this episode. Now, one thing, though, is Josuke. Oh, my. We found out the secret behind his hair. And this is something I've been very interested in since I found out about his habit of constantly being pissed off if someone makes fun of his hair. Because that's something I've always wanted to know. He has this quirk about his personality since we saw his introduction in the first episode of Diamond is Unbreakable. He gets pissed off when anyone makes fun of his hair. If they make fun of his hair, make any wise comments about it, he gets pissed off and he'll start punching things and going in a rage fit. And I'm glad that we got an explanation on this. It really makes me appreciate Josuke as a character a whole lot more, now knowing the backstory of why his hair is like it is, which I'm going to cover that now. So we get a brief little flashback from Koichi, and he's like determining what may be going on and why Josuke has this certain hairdo. And from the flashback, you see it to where Josuke, he's in a situation where he's dying. He's in a life or death state because this timeline in the flashback takes place when Dio was still around and being taken care of by Jotaro and Joseph and them. And so you had to where Josuke, he was experiencing, flu-like symptoms, he was dying, and he had to wait until, Dio was defeated before he could be all fine, and he was kind of unlocking his stand. And it was a stormy, wintry night, and this is like one of the worst situations you could be in as a person that's dying from, like, a fever or something. This is bad, because he's in a state of near death now. thankfully, this person appears out of nowhere, it's a boy or whatever, and offers to help out Josuke's mother and Josuke to get out of the snow. And the way it was done, it was really interesting because the voice was hidden, and that makes me assume that we might know who this person is, or maybe this person is going to be a character we're going to be introduced to in the future, maybe with a different type of hairstyle. But I have a feeling, though, that this character that was shown in the flashback is very important. Very, very important to the plot of JoJo Part 4. But Josuke, he looks at this person, and with his, fever going on, he's in a, state of life or death. He looks up, and he sees this person with this hairdo that's similar to, Josuke in present time, and he decides to copy him. He decides to copy that hairdo and use it because that person is like his hero. This person saved his life. This person, even though he didn't completely save his life because, technically Jotaro and Joseph saved him, it was still a very good moment for him. It was like a turning point in his life that he really will always remember, and he will always look up to that person that kind of just went out his way to save Josuke and his mother. So it was a really good scene. It really gives us some much needed backstory to why Josuke has this character trait with him being pissed off when someone makes fun of his hair. So when someone makes fun of his hair, it's like you're making fun of his childhood hero, his idol. And I mean, let's just face the facts here. If you have an idol, like I feel like everyone in their life, one point in time in their life, they have some form of person they look up to or they idolize or something. Everyone does. And if you don't, well, eventually you might have one. Maybe you have some form of goal. And that's kind of what Josuke was, thinking when he saw that. It was like, his idol. He's like, oh, this is, a person I really admire. I want to be like him. That's a really good, part about this episode. Now, getting on to the present day events, so Koichi and all of them, they're completely saved. Josuke manages to save Koichi from the grasp of Rohan, this crazy mangaka that can turn people into living books. And I find it so funny that Josuke was so angry, he could not even see the mangaka's panels because of how mad he was. I mean, I've been mad to where I can't see before, too, so I can understand that. That's a thing. I mean, you get so angry, you just don't see shit. You just get so pissed off. And so I can kind of relate to that. I definitely can relate to Josuke in this episode. So yeah, a very good episode. I enjoyed this episode. Probably the best episode to date of Part 4. Yeah, hands down. Probably the best episode to date, and also that opening song, probably one of my favorite JoJo episodes, or JoJo opening songs to date as well. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You all have a wonderful day, or night, wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.